Welcome to another epic Let's Play, just that this won't really be a Let's Play, because this time I will actually be narrating the gameplay, which has a few different reasons. Number 1, it will hopefully be less boring than that silent and monotone Let's Play called Last Episode. Number 2, I can at least try to speak less gibberish so that you'll actually understand what I'm saying and not have to guess what words I'm trying to utter. And at last, number 3, I can hopefully get over with these episodes faster by kinda summarizing what I did instead of you having to watch every single step, so that I can move on to some games that may be more interesting, or maybe even completely different stuff. Alright, so even though I know the quality of my recordings weren't the best, they were at least somewhat alright. But after uploading the finished video and actually having watched it myself, I saw that the quality was even worse on YouTube. That's not good. So if the lack of quality continues on this video, my hands are tied because I genuinely don't know what to do. But I at least hope that the quality of my videos will improve over time. Until then, you're stuck with this garbage. My condolences. Anyway, let's start with the video. So we ended last episode with me getting into the car for the first time, and I quickly noticed that the steering behavior and the camera movement were pretty uncomfortable. It's a bit disgusting. However, I did get used to them pretty fast. The car did have a cool feature though, and that is the fact that you can simply repair it anytime without spending any resources or money or anything really, which has helped me a lot along this playthrough. So on the way to my first objective, I went past an NPC and saw that you can race them. So I did exactly that. Sadly, racing isn't a challenge in this game, so I won pretty easily. But I did come across an authority sentry and went back to check it out after winning the race. I also found a random car on the road and decided to continue with it for now. After seeing that the sentry shot at me while driving past it, I thought maybe I should try getting closer to it on foot. I quickly realized that this didn't really make any difference. However, that wasn't going to keep me from exploring the place and even trying to destroy the sentry. And because of me not being careful enough, I died. And even though I barely did any damage at all, I tried again. And again. And again. And again. And again. This time I actually got pretty far, even so far that I got the first half down, and to my surprise, the sentry had a second attack. A shockwave. It was really annoying and got me killed, yet again. So I decided this would be a waste of time, so I looted what I could and ditched. Before continuing with my objective, I explored a bit. I came across a weird graphic glitch, which would appear once in a while, but I just ignored it at some point because it was happening kinda rarely and I simply moved on. Soon enough, I came across my first goon outpost, and yes, the bandits and psychos in this game are called goons. There's also another kind of human enemy called the Immortals, but we'll get back to them some other time. Anyway, in this outpost there was an Ark, guarded by those little pricks. An Ark is this orb where, for example, I got my first suit ability, Dash, in the last episode. An Ark site can either unlock a new ability or get a new gun. But in order to do that, I have to fight my way through these aggressive exhibitionists. This camp was the first actual time that I really felt the Ultra Nightmare difficulty. After thinking I could just John Wick myself through there, I got hit. And that made me realize, damn, this shit is dangerous. Hitting a headshot did of course still one-hit the enemy. That implies you actually hit the head, which has proven to be quite the challenge. Long story short, I died. Over and over and over again. And did I tell you that some of these goons had armor that you had to shoot down before being able to effectively hit them? From this point on, I knew that this game was going to be really testing my nerves, which it has proven to do just that, but we'll get back to that in a second. After beating those pricks and looting the outposts, I finally got to the Ark, so I opened it and connected my suit to it. I unlocked the ability Grab Jump, which is basically just a double jump, so I got out of the Ark to continue with my objective. And who would have thought? What do we have here? More enemies. And what do we not have here? Health infusions. So I knew this was going to be horrible. Soon I have met my demise yet again. And after dying 6 times in a row, I decided to just go for it and run. And it actually worked out pretty well. So I got back to the entrance, stole one of their bikes, and hit the gas. So in conclusion, I was confronted by my own disability to do anything and got a new ability. Mission accomplished. On the way to the objective, I, once again, found another outpost. This time it was a fueling station where we had to destroy the gas tanks. I saw it was difficulty level 1 and it would give me a level up, so naturally I gave it a shot. Surprise, surprise, I died again. 3 times. The last death was because of me being a greedy bastard. But after locking in to prevent myself from bringing this shame upon this world twice in a row, I carefully took the last goon out, looted the place, and went on with my journey. After about a minute, I finally reached my destination, Gunbarrel. I was warm-heartedly greeted by this young gentleman, kindly offering me work. In other words, as soon as I got there, he asked me to wipe his ass because he wasn't able to, and after accepting the offer, he let me in. Oh, and also, he warned me about slime vogel chimichangas. On the way to the bar, where our first little helper was located, I was greeted by this kind fellow.
Welcome to the Duck Primer Tavern, home of the slime vogel chimichanga and the best swamp.
Still not sure what they are, but I also wasn't gonna find out. So there he is, John Marshall. And at the same time, I was introduced to his #1 spy, Gulo. Some kind of crack addict, or maybe just a sick person, but she's actually a good person. Too bad that's the last time we'll actually talk to her. So after a quick talk, he asked me to do his dirty work and I agreed. Before I went on, I actually changed the aim sensitivity as I mentioned in the last episode and checked out what weapons I could get and decided to prioritize the shotgun because I knew it was definitely gonna come in handy, and the Firestorm revolver because it's cool as fuck. And down the sewers I went. After entering the canalization, I looted and wandered around a bit, saw some corpses, and what do we have here? An Ark randomly sitting next to and shit. And coincidentally enough, it had the shotgun in it, and my god am I glad to have it. It also has a slugshot ability when aiming down the sight, which will be making this painful torture of a game a bit more playable. Right as I got attacked by mutants, the shotgun showed its true beauty and it has proven to be really effective with its slug shots. I fell in love. However, even with the shotgun, I had to be careful with my ammunition and had to use my other guns to deal with these annoying goblins. I, once again, really felt the difficulty level when I found out you get two-headed by these mutants the hard way. As always, I've experienced what Joiner's Requiem must feel like because I died a lot. And I actually don't think this fact will change for the rest of the series. After painfully pushing through the sewers, I finally got to the turbines, which were my main objective for the mission because I had to turn them back on. And if you couldn't guess it already by it being the main objective of a main story quest, the room was big and empty and full of supplies and health infusions and ammo. Did you get it now? That's right, it was a boss fight. Some big, heavy, chunky mutant that had a minigun which could also shoot fucking grenades, and surprisingly enough, it wasn't that tough. It was like some spot you could just stay in and don't really get hit while you can unload your whole inventory on this fat prick. No. What really made this fight annoying, besides the fact that he does randomly hit you sometimes, were the goddamn mutants. I almost had him first try, but no! I got Superman punched by a f***ing mutant role-playing Markiplier. However, I did get him the second try and almost shit my pants because of the remaining mutants. I still had to connect some power and whatever and got whacked by a mutant again. Yeah. And, oh, you wouldn't believe it, I had to do the boss again! Isn't that exciting? Oh, and did I tell you that the mutants one-hitted me for some unexplainable reason? No? Well, how about this guy will show you again.
Want to see a magic trick? Good. Abracadabra!
After some more tries, I finally got him again, locked in, tossed and bullied some mutants, bada bing, bada boom, and I got back out with a very conveniently placed elevator. Even so conveniently placed that I got out right inside his f***ing base of operations.
This is my armory, my base of operations. From here I'll be able to start working on Project Dagger.
Oh, and if I didn't tell you yet because I neglected it, Project Dagger is basically the reason we're doing all of this. It's the plan to kill General Cross. So I finally got over with this trash mission and started shit-talking again.
Better. I'll reach you on the comm box when I need you.
On the comm box? And then it hit me. Is that karma? I think my game just crashed. My game crashed. I had to restart it like twice for it to work again, but at least I didn't have to close my stream, which I actually should have done though, so these test messages I wrote in the chat would finally disappear because they're just in the way, and my dumbass thought it would be a good idea to record the dry and empty stream instead of just the game itself and my voice separately, which by the way bit me in the ass real deep later on, but we will get to that in the final episode. Thankfully, the progress was saved automatically and I didn't need to go through that mess again. You, my friend, have made it to the end. I don't know what made you stay up until this point. Seriously, I don't. But if you have at least somewhat liked this video, or maybe even just a scene, please leave a like or comment on other things I should make videos about. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.